let me correct you that there are 133 hostages. 129 were kidnapped on October 7th, and 4 are were kidnapped
in 2014. Sure, 2014. Yes. 2 soldiers and 2 civilians. Sure.
Right. So we count them 2 in the count of the hostages. Yesterday we had a meeting with the Prime Minister. We got in the meeting knowing that there is a negotiation going on for a hostage release. We asked the Prime Minister a lot of questions. Prime Minister answered all the questions. We discussed ways of releasing hostages and new ideas. After the meeting, we heard about the assassination of al-Arouri in Lebanon, and we heard that the negotiation has stopped. This is what we know now, that there is no negotiations going on. We hope that it will come back soon.
And obviously, we know you can't give us details about what was discussed in terms of these new ideas that you were discussing with Benjamin Netanyahu in the meeting, but can you give us any insight about the pressing need for the Red Cross to get to see the hostages? Is that part of a potential deal? How do you feel about the fact that the Red Cross hasn't been to see the 129 people inside Gaza right now, over and above, as you say, the 2 soldiers and the 2 civilians from 2014?
Well, for a fact, the Red Cross didn't visit any Israel hostage ever, never. So we talked to them many times. We were in their offices. We asked them to deliver medicine to hostages that need medicines. They refused. They refused even to take the packages and even to talk about Hamas about it. The Prime Minister told us that he met with the Red Cross president and gave her a box of medicine that the hostages needs, and she continued to refuse to take it. We demonstrate all over the world against the Red Cross officers. Until now, with no effect.
And what kind of explanation was given? They didn't deliver the medicines, that we already know, but what kind of reasoning was given? Is it simply about getting access, or are they refusing to do it? What can you share?
Well, their formal reason is that Hamas doesn't give them access. I asked them if they even tried to talk to the Palestinian organization halt, and maybe try to give them the medicine and they will pass them to the hostages. And they just came up with all kind of excuses why it can't be happened. Honestly, I can tell you that I don't see much of willingness from the Red Cross to help us.
What is your sense in terms of the confidence you have, again, obviously not the details of what was discussed, but the confidence that you have in the urgency that the War Cabinet is assessing in terms of making sure they're doing everything in their power to get all the hostages back home safely as this fighting continues? What is your sense?
I have a full faith in our government and in the IDF. I believe that they are doing everything in their power, everything they can without harming Israel national security, of course, to release the hostages. In all our conversation with the cabinet, they all express their commitment to release all the hostages. This is my impression. I believe they're doing everything they can, and I have faith in them.
Tell us a little bit more about your son. Magnetic, I'm hearing, charming. He taught himself Japanese. He was planning a trip to Japan. We can see his smile on the screen right now. Tell us about Guy.
Well, Guy is that kind of guys that wherever he goes, people just fall in love with him. He's full of joy. He likes to laugh and make other people laugh. He has many, many friends. They all love him very much. He is a musician. He plays all kinds of guitars. He liked the Japanese culture, as you said. He learned Japanese in order to visit Japan. He was going to visit Japan on March when the cherry blooms. I still hope that he will be able to make this trip.
And certainly the whole nation hopes as well that he will be able to make that trip. We wait for good news. Thank you so much for speaking to us, Ilan Dalal. Thank you for being with us on I-24 News. Thank you.
Bye-bye.